There are people that need to move, people that need to buy at every part of the year. So if everyone is thinking to themselves, let's wait till after the holidays to sell, let's wait till after the holidays to buy, the ones who are out there actually ready to buy right now or need to get a home, they are serious about buying. And of course, because you don't have a ton of sellers out there, you have less competition. Hi, I'm Drake Abshire with EXP and the SOLUX Group. I'm here to show you guys everything you need to know about the current market, everything that happened in the past month, how it compares to last year, and how it affects you. I'm constantly getting the question, should I buy a home right now? Is the market good enough? What are the interest rates doing currently? Should I sell my home right now? Am I going to get the best price? Where am I going to go next? These are all great questions that people are asking me. So whether you're relocating to the area or whether you currently live here and maybe you're moving to look out or upsize, all of this information applies to you and will be super helpful. Starting with a national market update, just a slight little information that you guys would really want to know about what's happening. Most recently, what we've seen is that the interest rates had reached a very, very high point. People were scared. It was well above 8%. It was 30-year highs that we were seeing in interest rates. Well, lo and behold, we are now seeing exactly what we want to in the market, which is a cooling of economic data. Because of the cooling in economic data, we are now able to see rate cuts happening in the future. That's exactly what we saw in the most recent articles. Inman magazine was actually quoted as talking about home buyers having opportunities to seize the day now because interest rates are now at 3-month lows. So now we are closer to 7%. We were up above 8%. Now back closer to 7%, what you're going to start to see is a lot of buyers jumping back in. What does it exactly mean a lot of buyers are jumping back into the market? Well, it can mean some bad things for buyers themselves because that means increased competition. Another problem that we're having is not only buyers competing for homes, but we're still at a low inventory. And I know I've been talking about this all year, probably for the past few years with you guys about the fact that we are low inventory. Well, with high interest rates, right? Not enough homes for people. And then the fact that many people are sitting on their homes because they have lower interest rates from the past few years. Then, of course, it creates a huge problem. Sellers who don't want to leave their interest rate and buyers who are waiting on the sidelines for homes. Any homes that do come up that are priced right and are great properties, of course, you have multiple people jumping in. So as you can see, this can make a very, very sticky situation in the housing market, not only making affordability tough, but also finding homes and inventory another tough challenge. That's why it's so important that you really have to strategically know what's going on in the market and also work with an expert who understands what's happening in the market and can help guide you through this process, because it can be very confusing, especially if you're one who is either trying to sell your home currently and buy another one at the same time. Can be very challenging, or even understanding how can you get a decent rate with the rates being slightly higher. Well, let's briefly talk about what it means for you if you are a buyer and what's happening right now, and then we'll get into the actual data for Lafayette Parish. If you are a buyer, understanding that there are different creative ways that we can get financing for your property and understanding that it is still a good time to buy. And let me explain why. Now, in the past few years, yes, when the interest rates were super, super low, was it maybe a better time to buy? Possible. But here's the problem is now, even though there's low rates, you have very high competition and very few homes available. So we saw cash buyers winning or people with stronger financing winning. So if your financing was rural development, such as a 100% rural development loan or a FHA loan, those are government-backed loans that have stricter lending abilities on them. And it usually means they have less down payment to put down. So if that's the case, to some sellers, it doesn't look as appealing because your financing doesn't seem as strong. So it can hurt you in some situations. Whereas now, where we're at, Currently, because there's not as much competition and there are opportunities to be seized, then now as a buyer, you may have slightly more of the upper hand. You can ask for closing costs. You're not in a rush to get to these properties because some of them are sitting on the market for quite a bit more time. And then of course, you're not having to fight with multiple offers, skyrocketing prices, because we've actually seen prices come down just slightly the past few months. And that's what we're going to go over in just a second. But yes, is there a time that's been better to buy? Possibly, but is now still a good time to buy? Absolutely. You can absolutely still find great deals. For instance, all around Lafayette Parish, I'm seeing many new construction properties that are actually offering incentives such as large closing costs, rate buy downs, meaning you can buy your rate down for the life of the loan by using your closing costs or whatever cost incentive that the builder's giving you. Or some builders are even providing through their lenders a rate incentive. I've seen rates as low as 4.99% being offered from some lenders, which is insane. So if you're interested in those type of properties, reach out to me. I can show you those types of homes and exactly what it would look like to be able to finance with them. Now, as a seller, what does all this market information mean for you personally? So of course, low inventory is always going to be beneficial to you as a seller. That means less competition out there, and the buyers that are out there are actually specifically serious and they're ready to buy. Another great thing as a seller is also understanding this time of year is actually a very prime time to sell. And most people wouldn't think it's the cold winter. They're thinking the holidays. Everybody's putting it off. Let's wait till after January. Let's get the holidays over with. Then we'll deal with buying or selling. But if you remember, there are people that need to move, people that need to buy at every part of the year. So if everyone is thinking to themselves, let's wait till after the holidays to sell, let's wait till after the holidays to buy, the ones who are out there actually ready to buy right now or need to get a home, they are serious, especially if it's cold, rainy, disgusting weather. It's not beautiful and sunshine like spring and summertime. They are serious if they're coming to see your home about it because it is not comfortable and it's not something that is just enjoyable or leisurely for them. They are serious about buying. And of course, because you don't have a ton of sellers out there, you have less competition. So I actually think, yes, now is a great time to list your property because next year, once we get past that and we get to that spring market boom, you have a ton of competition against you, which can mean less opportunities for you to sell your property for higher value. Now, let's talk a little bit about the data that we're seeing in Lafayette Parish. So here's your solid market update for exactly the data that we're seeing, right? So compared to last year, we are seeing a decrease of homes that are selling for a median price. So we're actually seeing a decrease in the median price for homes. It's actually gone down 5.7%. And that is to be expected because the interest rates are so high. We've actually seen the amount of homes that have been on the market that has also decreased. And another thing that we're also seeing a change on is the days on market. So the amount of time that a home is sitting on the market, of course, is taking longer. We were seeing 30 days or less last year. Now we're up to about 42 days on market. All right, so for Lafayette Parish this year versus last year, let's go ahead and make a comparison of what the actual data says. So for new listings, we're actually seeing last year we had 232 new listings coming on the market in November. This year we actually saw 295. And I know what you're probably saying, well, Drake, that's actually an increase. Yes, an increase that we need. We need more homes on the market. So yes, that is great that the inventory is coming up, but we were so low from the past, from the rates being so low and that low inventory market. It's actually taking us this long to actually trend back up. So yes, an increase is fantastic, but it's still not enough to meet the demand that's out there. The actual homes that are available and for sale last year versus this year in November, we had 871 last year. Now we're at 963. So that's a 10.6% increase. So we're definitely seeing changes there. The amount of closed sales was actually neck and neck, which is strange. We are actually seeing 231 were last year and 229. So barely a slight difference in sales. So we see deals are still happening every single day. This is just Lafayette Parish. Actual days on market that we saw. So we went from 23 days on market last year, right? All the way up to 38 days on market. So we're definitely seeing that homes are sitting on the market longer. Why would homes sit on the market? Well, obviously, the interest rates have played with that, but also if homes are overpriced it is a very big problem if you sit on the market, because all that does is hurt you. You get less money as a seller. And of course, buyers are not dumb. They're able to look at all of this information, this data with their realtor and find it online. This is public information that they can see what homes are priced for. So do they care about how much you need to get out of the price of your property, or do they care what the house is actually worth? Well, I would argue absolutely they know what it's worth and they only want to pay what it's worth. So now we move over to month supply. So last year we saw 2.7 months of supply. That means that's how long it would take us, right, to burn through the amount of inventory that we have. Well, we've seen that increase by 37%. Now we're at 3.7 months for inventory increase. So that is a good thing. It is trending in the right direction as far as inventory goes. But again, it's still not enough. We are still historically low on inventory. The average sales price, this is what we see a slight change in, and this is because of interest rates, but it's not the crash or it's not the plummet that people thought that we would see in prices because of interest rates. Everybody was waiting for the bubble and for the crash. Well, I've been saying this all year, if you've been following me, that a crash was likely not going to happen. And now we're seeing that unfold. $248,000 was the price, the average sales price for last year in Lafayette Parish. Now we're at $241,400. So we are seeing what, $5,000 decrease. So yes, that is a difference in price. Prices have come down, but was it a crash? Have we seen prices significantly change to a place where people's homes are not worth what we think they were? No, they actually did not lose much value at all. $5,000, we're talking about closing costs being the difference, a slightly lower offer. So your home values have decreased slightly, but not much, 2.7%. Doesn't hurt too bad. Average price per square foot, we're seeing $144, and it's actually the same, $144. So price per square foot on average is holding pretty strongly. And then another interesting one is the showings per listing. This actually gives us good data because it lets us know how many buyers are out there and how much they're actively still searching. We're seeing last year there was 2.2. This year there's 2.3 showings happening per listing. So that's a 4.5% increase. So buyers are still out there. They are actively searching for properties. And yes, as a seller, you still have the opportunity to make some money. So if you are interested in learning more about this economic data, or if you have questions that I can answer for you, please reach out to me in the DMs. Me and my team would love to connect with you and answer any of your questions you have, or we'd be happy to send you some properties. If you're thinking about relocating to this area, let us know. If you would like to sell your home, we are listing specialists. We specialize in marketing your homes, getting you the most exposure for your properties. Let us come and do a free evaluation for you and show you exactly how we get homes sold for top dollar. Please drop me a comment and let me know what you thought of this update. If you have any questions, feel free to please reach out to me or my team. We would love to connect with you. I'm Drake Abshire with the SOLUX Group and EXP here in Lafayette, and I would love to connect with you very, very soon. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.